Now it's time to continue to get to know our new Salukis this year. And even though I guess I can give this guy an introduction, but anyone who's from Southern Illinois has definitely heard the name Isaac Billington, a Benton Ranger who is now taking part in Coach Nagy's program here in Carbondale. Isaac, thanks so much for the time, man. I've asked this to everybody. You're, of course, from this area, so you know a little bit about Southern Illinois and the Salukis. What's it been like for you this summer to kind of get integrated and get to know this staff and this program?
It's been great for sure. It's definitely been a completely different experience than what I'm used to, but that's just part of life, and it's part of growing up. So it's just been a great experience overall.
You look at every decision is never easy when you want to decide of where you want to spend your time in college. Take us through your process, especially considering Coach Nagy coming in, new staff, how that all came about organically, just reaching out to see if this would be a good fit for you.
Well, through high school, I've kind of been an undersized guard, so I wasn't really highly recruited. I did get some offers, but I thought the best decision was, just stay local. And then SIU reached out, I came down, and I fell in love with it.
What were the biggest things you fell in love with from the coaching side, to get to know Coach Nagy in the brief time that you really had to kind of say, hey, Coach, I believe in you and I believe in your vision?
He's straight business. He's not joking around, so I love that in a coach, who's always hard, hard on the players, so he forces you to get better.
Why is that a coach you gravitate towards? What are ways, because of how he's made up, really pushes you and what you enjoy when it comes to bettering yourself in basketball?
Because if you succeed and if you fail, you're still getting better. He wants success, as does every coach, but to hear the words coming out of his mouth, I hear him clearly, and I hope I can do okay.
Benton, of course, not too far away, just about a 45-minute drive. So knowing you've been from this area, how much of Saluki basketball have you paid attention to growing up, and whether coming to the arena for games? What's been your attachment to the Salukis through the years growing up in Benton?
I've been to a handful of games every now and then. Of course, I can't get down here as much as I wanted to, last year, the year before, just because of basketball season. But I love coming to the games. It always felt like home down here. And, coming to the games, seeing the people, like how much they support the Salukis has just been awesome.
One of the areas that has stood out to me too, Isaac, again, this is my second year coming on here, and yeah, fan support for the Salukis is big. But fan support for local high school sports in this area is also massive. For those that aren't from this area, that don't get an opportunity to really come here much, describe what the fan support was like when you were at Benton, and when you go around and play other areas' schools, how much the communities really support you guys here.
The biggest thing that I could probably talk about was our state tournament run. As soon as we, won the Supers here, we played in probably in front of about 8,000 people, and 6,000 people were probably all wearing maroon. And as soon as we won Supers and we were going up to state, everyone was having pep sessions for Benton and local high schools around here, and we saw videos of people cheering us on. So it's just surreal.
You mentioned the state tournament run for your group. Let's go into that experience. I know it just fell short, but what do you take away most from that run with those guys that you grew up with?
I took away a lot of things, but just appreciating that it happened. Yeah, we fell short. One of my teammates, Luke Melvin, he got hurt. But that stuff happens,
Yeah.
But just appreciating being there and just being in the moment was just awesome.
To play in the environments that you did too. You obviously talked about the one here in Carbondale, which I'm sure is special, to go to Illinois and play. When you get into those type of arenas, when you get into those type of environments, what runs through you, Isaac? What are things that you remember just about those games from an environment standpoint?
From an environment standpoint, I would say playing at SIU was my favorite game ever, just because it felt like a home game for us, just all the love, from Southern Illinois, our opposing team. There was one little section of their fans, and then the entire arena was Benton. But up in Illinois, it was not as many people showed up because it's a 3.5-hour drive up there, but it was still very, very cool environment to play in. Obviously, very hostile environment because you have fans screaming, coaches, everyone's screaming, and you're down on the court, and you look up and you're in a big dome. It's just crazy.
It's funny. It's been pretty common throughout the summer, which there's a lot of talented guys on this team that you get to play with, and we'll get to that in a moment, what you enjoy about the team. But any fan that comes in and gets a chance to watch you guys practice, you're one of the guys they gravitate towards. They're like, man, seeing Isaac get his shot off, it is such a beautiful form, such a beautiful release. Take us through just how your playing style, your shot, your form, I mean, it is silky smooth, and your numbers back it up what you're able to do at high school. And understanding, I know it's a different level once you get to this level, but has that always been a part of your game? I mean, how much time? It doesn't just happen, Isaac. I mean, how much time have you put in to your shot and really emphasizing that part of your game?
I think I really gravitated to more of a shooter, my senior year, and I really didn't start, being very consistent from three until like the second half of it, just because I tweaked some things. But every morning before school, around like 5:45 is what time I typically got to the gym, and I would stay till school and then practice after school. But shooting it's been kind of tough because I've always been kind of smaller, and it was tough transitioning, to get the shot over my head. But once I got it there and I got strong enough, I just kept doing it over and over again until I started being pretty consistent.
Being part of a winning culture. Mentioned you made a run to a state championship game, which that in itself says, okay, that's an impressive run, but only 4 losses. I believe your last year in high school, Isaac, going 33-4. That instills something in a team. When you have that just mentality, what about the winning mentality at Benton do you hope that even in your role here at Southern, that you can just bring that workman-like mentality that you really described, how your process of getting better?
It's just going in every single day as hard as I can, regardless, if I had a good day or bad day the day prior, or if my day was going good or bad that day. But, at Benton, it didn't matter how you played. The next practice, we were going hard, and it was physical. Like one of our 2 losses, they were back-to-back. And we come back the next practice like, all right, yeah, we're done losing, and I think we went on a 17-game win streak after that.
Wow. Trying to transition here to getting to know this team and this staff and the playing style. Knowing so much was all new for all of you guys, how was it integrating with the team and getting acclimated this summer, knowing that everyone's kind of starting on the same platform, Isaac?
It's definitely a crazy experience because, we only have 3 guys from last year. And everyone being new kind of helped me too, because it's not like the whole team was the same as last year and I'm the odd guy out. But no, everyone's new, and everyone's kind of meshed together really well. People play off other guys' strengths, their weaknesses, whatever. But it's been pretty cool, getting to merge in with this team as much as everyone else.
The other side, at least from my perspective, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but at least surveying practice, being around you guys, all of you treat each other very well, and you're really all treated the same from a player standpoint. One, is that for you, and how does that make all of this process for you of trying to get acclimated easier, knowing how welcoming it seems everybody is on the team?
It's super easy. Like my first day down here, I was kind of scared. I didn't talk to any of the guys. Some of the guys knew each other. They played against each other, talked to each other a little bit. But I came in, and the first day I came in, everyone introduced themselves, immediately started a conversation with all of them, and it's been smooth sailing since then.
You kind of be a quiet assassin, especially early this summer as you continue to find your voice within the team. But at least from a team perspective, what have you seen so far this summer, Isaac, of, man, this team, this could really be a strength for us when we get to ultimately the season?
Definitely our defense, and one of the main things I like with Coach Nagy, our first few weeks was straight defense. Yeah. We weren't doing much offense, but our defense, we're super big. We're super big, and we're super old. I could say old just because we have 23, 22. Like we have a lot of veteran guys who can come in and express their knowledge, through the game, and that's what's going to help us. Our ability to play well on defense, and just our guys who know what they're doing out there.
You mentioned guys that are old, and they may not be old together, and that's why this time is so crucial for everybody. But knowing that experience, what have you been soaking up, Isaac, when you've been here this summer from those guys who played?
Everything. When I mean everything, I'm asking questions. Jarrett has been a big help with me. Me and Jarrett lift together. We talk. Just because he's been around the game for so long now, I just try to get anything I can out of him. And Damian Mayo, he's helped me a lot. Elijah has helped me a lot with my point guard stuff. But overall, everyone has chipped in. I'm a new guy. I'm a young guy. So whenever I'm on the sidelines not playing, all I can do is watch and soak in as much as I can.
What do you see your role as, Isaac? And you kind of went through just your workman-like mentality of, a lot of that was not promised anything. That's just who you are. So what do you see as your role with this team and where you can help this team in this program?
Definitely just shooting the ball and playing defense, but I'd say more so defense because you have to play defense, to get on the floor. And then once I'm on the floor, just shoot the ball when I'm open and to make the extra pass is, all I can do.
Of course, we're talking to you here on Friday. This will come out later on tonight. You had yourself a day today in the gym, being able to get an opportunity, and the coaches made a point afterwards, like, guys, this is a great chance for all of you of seizing the opportunity. When you get out on the floor, sometimes when guys are in your role, Isaac, they can get really passive, feel like, I'm not the guy that can take the shot. But all of your teammates are right, shoot it even more. Where does that confidence come from when you're out there on the floor? And that's what guys are telling you constantly throughout when you're playing.
Well, the worst thing that can happen is that they take you out. And, I just, just seizing that opportunity. I'm not scared to shoot the ball. Obviously, I have been. I'm still getting used to the pace of the game, but just shooting it when I'm open and just make sure when I'm shooting it, I'm shooting good shots. I practice them. So,
yeah, in terms of percentage level, you're right up there with the guys in the summer. But as you said, you can already sense a speed difference, etc. Obviously, come games, that will only amplify. Outside of just seeing speed, what are the other biggest adjustments right now, Isaac, that you knew probably very quickly and maybe ways where you're trying to adjust to it still today?
Defense, the pace of the offense, that speed. But, my defense, in high school, it wasn't very good. And, when I got here, it really showed. But like I said, Coach Nagy pounded that defensive mentality into my head, and I really feel I've started to slowly pick things up. And then just being the pace with the other guys on the floor, not being the guy who's lagging behind a little bit and just, stay up there, and running with them.
For fans that maybe haven't had a chance to really get to know you, I'm sure everybody in Benton has enjoyed getting to know you. Who's Isaac away from basketball? What's some of your personality traits and what you enjoy doing when you're away from basketball?
I spend a lot of time with my family, but aside from that, I love to go fishing, fishing by myself, fishing with some buddies. I stay around sports a lot. I play pickleball all the time. And, I just like to stay moving a lot. I play a few video games here and there, but, my world revolves around basketball.
Now, of course, you were a really good baseball player, too. Baseball was one of the sports that you played in high school. What was it that drew you to basketball specifically, Isaac?
I've been playing basketball since I was 3 years old. So it was basketball first, and it's going to be basketball last. So I just love basketball. I love baseball too, but there's just something about basketball. You can be in the gym all the time. You can't be on the field all the time. And basketball, there's just something about it.
And when it's like 100 degrees outside, which it's felt like recently a lot, you can just go indoors to the AC too. That helps out a million times. Just looking towards the rest of the summer, Isaac, it's hard to believe that the summer is almost over. Mm-hmm. So as you said, you've been a sponge this summer. What more do you want to soak up here over these next couple of weeks before you guys get to the early August and you get a little bit of a break and then come back for school?
I just want to keep learning. I've spent a lot of the time on the sideline, of course, but just keep learning. That's all I can do right now. It's my freshman year, and the more I can learn, it's just going to benefit me in the future. When it is my time, play.
I don't want to really repeat a question or ask something that's kind of, very simplistic on our way out, but I think it's clear, Isaac, that you've earned the respect of everybody here, which is not easy to do in a very short amount of time. What are ways that just over the rest of the summer, and like that's continuing like what you want to do, is to show that, hey, whatever role is asked of me, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it to my absolute most and fullest.
It's just keep being tough. We had one practice where me and Jaheim were rolling on the ground for about 5 minutes wrestling for a basketball. It just keep being tough, like that's all I can do. I might not make the biggest effect or have the biggest effect on offense or defense, but it just showing that I am tough and that I can hang with them.
I'm glad you said that because we got video of it and we're going to be showing it right now. No offense, Jaheim, but Isaac, you came up with that ball now.
I did come up with that ball.
Tell him to get in the weight room a little bit, right?
I will.
Isaac, we really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. It's been fun to really see you shoot that thing this summer and seeing you integrate so well with the guys. Appreciate it. Look forward to the rest of the summer with you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.